Good morning, students. Today we are discussing dual nature of radiation and matter. In this one, PU board important questions we are discussing now. The chapter weightage is 6 marks. In that, maybe one numerical or 1 mark. If not, they will ask 2 and 3 mark and 1 mark questions like that. So, in that, first important question is about the chapter. Define photoelectric effect, or what is a photoelectric effect? Can you define that? Very simple definition it is. When a certain minimum frequency of light incident on metal surface, then electrons are ejected. The light will incident like this, then electrons are ejected from it. This phenomena is known as photoelectric effect. I understand the phenomena of in which the electrons are ejected from the metal surface when a certain minimum frequency of light incident on it. Clear? This electron ejection from the metal surface, that phenomena is known as photoelectric effect. For this photoelectric effect, we have different types of emissions. Why? Because here electrons are ejected from the metal surface. Yes or no? So here when minimum frequency of light will incident upon metal surface, what we are observed, electrons are ejected. So this electron ejection will be, or electron emission will be, we have so many types that are here in that second question it is. What are that? Mention the types of electron emission. Mention the types of electron emission. It is important 1 or 2 more question. What are that? First one is, if you supply the heat, then electrons will eject from the metal surface. If you supply the heat from metal surface, if you supply the heat to the metal surface, then electrons are ejected from it. Why? Because heat acts as a energy. So that energy will received by the free electrons and they are escaped from the metal surface. Clear? This emission is called thermoionic emission. Thermo means heat. Understand? So this is the first type of electron emission. Second one is photoelectric emission. What we explained at the above, same. Photo means nothing but light. Photo is nothing but light. When light is a certain frequency of light will incident upon metal surface, what we are observed by receiving of that energy, light is in the form of energy. Everyone knows that. Okay. So that energy received by the free electrons, then electrons are excited and they are ejected from the metal surface. This phenomena is called photoelectric emission or simply photoelectric effect. Clear? So the electrons are ejected when light will supply to it. Then the electron emission are called photoelectric emission. Clear? Next one is field emission. By applying the strong electric fields to the metal surfaces, just like as capacitors, we have to take examples. Okay. So if you apply strong electric fields, then what happens? Electrons are ejected from the metal surface. Then that emission is called field emission. Similarly, the fourth one is the secondary emission. Okay. So total how many emissions are there? 4 emissions. So one is thermoionic emission, photoelectric emission, field emission, and fourth one is the secondary emission. Okay. Why? We explained about the photoelectric effect. Light is here, we will consider it as a quantum theory according to Einstein's. Okay. So Einstein's theory, what he said to us, very simple. Light is in the form of energy packets. Each and every packet we will call as photon. Okay. That energy is nothing but E equal to h nu. Clear na? So that energy packets we will call as photons. Here, what is its rest mass? What is the rest mass of photon? It is not proton, photon. Okay. So what is the rest mass of photon? Photon rest mass is 0. What are its characteristics? What are the characteristics of photons? We have so many, mainly we will learn about 3 that are photon can travel with a light speed. With a speed of light. Clear na? It is equals to C equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Like that only. So each and every photon travels at a speed of light. Second point is photons are electrically neutral. They cannot have any charge. Only electrically neutral. Third character is they cannot electrically neutral, so they cannot be deflected by both electric and magnetic fields. Okay, they cannot deflected. They not deflected by any electric and magnetic fields. These are all important characteristics of photon. Explain terms here. In that first one is electron volt, second term is threshold frequency, third is threshold wavelength, and fourth one is work function, and fifth one is stopping potential. These all terms they will ask as a definitions, maybe 1 and 2 more questions. Okay, any two they will ask for 2 marks. Any one definition for 1 more question. See that in that first one is electron volt. Okay, what is electron volt? Are you know that? Very simple. The energy acquired by an electron accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. Accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. Okay, very simple. The energy acquired by an electron accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. Okay, this is known as electron volt. So here energy is nothing but work done. So what we will write? W equal to VQ. Here charge is nothing but electron. Says or no? Particle is nothing but charged particle is nothing but electron. So what we will write? W equal to V into E. Here potential how much it is? 1 volt. So instead of this V, I will write here 1, and instead of this electron charge, it is nothing but 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So 1 electron volt, this work is nothing but energy. So that is energy E equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. This energy is called 1 electron volt. So what can I write? 1 eV equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. Very simple. The energy acquired by an electron accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. Okay, this is known as electron volt. 1 eV equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. Okay, clear? Next one is threshold frequency. Previous already we discussed about this threshold frequency. The minimum frequency of light when it falls on metal surface, then only electrons are ejected. If that minimum frequency, here that minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. As per definition, what we will tell, the threshold frequency of photometal is defined as what it is, the minimum frequency. The minimum frequency is called mu naught. Okay. The minimum frequency of the incident radiation below which no photoelectric emission occurs. No photoelectric emission occurs. Clear na? The minimum frequency mu naught of the incident radiation below which no photoelectric emission occurs. That is called minimum frequency, threshold frequency. Minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. Clear? Above the threshold frequency, if light will incident, then what happen? Very simple. Kinetic energy will increase. Clear na? Kinetic energy will increase. That's why in Einstein's photoelectric equation, we will write that matter. Total energy of incident light, okay, that E equal to sum will be to do the work function and remaining will be increase the kinetic energy. So Ke maximum. Clear na? In that only we will write. Once again we will discuss about that. So here minimum frequency. You understand? This is called a threshold frequency. The minimum frequency which incident upon metal surface to eject the electrons. That minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. One more definition it is. Okay. The threshold frequency of photometal is defined as what it is? The minimum frequency of incident radiation below which no photoelectric emission occurs. Similarly, threshold wavelength frequency will be minimum, so wavelength will be getting maximum. Why? Because both are inversely. Say yes or no. So here what we will write? Threshold wavelength. It's most important. Up to now threshold we will write for minimum. In this wavelength we will write for maximum. Why? Because both are inversely. Clear? So threshold wavelength. What is a threshold wavelength? Can you define that? Threshold wavelength of photometal is defined as the maximum wavelength of incident radiation. The maximum wavelength of here minimum frequency, here what it is? Maximum wavelength. Maximum wavelength. That maximum wavelength we will call as a lambda max or lambda naught. How you write? No problem. Okay. So that maximum wavelength, threshold means naught it will represent, so lambda naught it is. Okay. So the threshold wavelength of photometal is defined as the maximum wavelength of incident radiation for which or above which no photoelectric emission occurs. Clear na? That is called threshold wavelength. Remember both of that definitions. What are that? Threshold frequency means minimum frequency to incident upon metal surface, then only photoelectrons eject. Below minimum frequency, the photoelectrons doesn't eject. Okay, here same, but it is inversely. What about that? It is a wavelength. What is wavelength here? Threshold wavelength. That threshold wavelength, what it is? Here minimum frequency we will do. So here maximum wavelength. For which the maximum wavelength the photoelectrons are eject. Okay, or below that it cannot. Clear na? So that only the definition. The maximum wavelength of incident radiation above which no photoelectron emission occurs. Clear na? These three definitions are important. Next one is most important, work function. Work is nothing but energy. Everyone knows that. Say yes or no? So work function means minimum energy, correct? So here what I wrote, the minimum energy acquired or required to liberate the electrons. The minimum energy acquired to liberate the electrons from photometer or photometal. From photometal, clear? Or photometer. It is known as work function. Clear na? The minimum energy required to eject the electrons. They must be come out from the metal surface. Clear? So this is called the minimum energy. The minimum energy is called here. What it is? Work function. The minimum energy required to liberate the electrons from the photometer or photometal, it is known as work function. It represents with phi naught. Phi naught equal to H nu naught. H nu naught. Here nu naught is threshold frequency. Here H is Planck's constant. Okay? Clear na? So phi naught equal to H nu naught. So simply we will represent with the phi naught. Clear na? Work function. Very important definition it is. What it is? The minimum energy required to liberate the electrons from the photometal. From the photometal or photometry. Okay? It is called work function. Clear? Next one is stopping potential. What is the stopping potential? Already we know that in that graph we learned. Okay, once again just I am referring this one. The minimum negative potential. Stopping potential is always negative. Why? Because If you may decrease the potential, at a zero potential, current doesn't be zero. After that, slowly it will comes to down. So at which negative potential in that graph, like this only. Clear na? At a zero potential is a potential graph. Okay. Potential here positive and here negative. At this one, at this zero potential, photo current will be in this y-axis. Okay. Photo current does not become zero. It does not become zero. After that it will come and at a certain negative potential. This is called V0. This V0 is called here, what we are taking, stopping potential. Clear na? The minimum negative potential of anode plate or anode at which the photoelectrons are prevented from reaching the anode is called stopping potential. Clear na? At which it will become zero simply. Photocurrent will be zero. At which negative potential photocurrent will be zero. One more definition, it is very small sentence. What you can write? The minimum negative potential at which the photocurrent will be zero. That negative potential is called stopping potential. One more definition, it is clear. The minimum negative potential of the anode at which the photoelectrons are prevented from reaching the anode. That is known as stopping potential. Or one more definition, what you can tell? The minimum negative potential at which the photo current will be zero. The photo current will be zero. Because of in y-axis we will consider I and x-axis we will consider potential. So at a potential zero it cannot be zero. At which negative potential it will be zero. That negative potential is called stopping potential. Okay, from this graph only that definition. Clear? Next one is here. Next question is explain experimental setup used to study photoelectric effect. Very simple experiment. The experimental setup is this one. What it is? Evacuated glass tube. For this evacuated glass tube here, we have one quartz window. Here the sun releases the light. From the sun that light will falls upon photosensitive metal. Photosensitive metal. Clear na? Very simple. From the quartz window, a short wavelength or maximum wavelength or minimum frequency of light will passing and it will fall on cathode plate. Then what happened? The minimum frequency of light will incident on photosensitive metal. Then what happened? Electrons are ejected. These electrons are ejected. These are all electrons. Clear na? Very simple experiment. The minimum frequency of light which is come from sun, that will be passing through quartz window and it is falls on cathode plate. Then electrons are ejected because of below the minimum frequency, that is called threshold. If the frequency is below the threshold frequency, no photoelectric emission. If it is above threshold frequency, then only electrons are ejected. What the electrons are ejected to accelerate that, we will apply some potential here. Now, after application of some potential, what happens? Electron get accelerated and it will reach to anode. When electrons are reached to anode, then here that microammeter will show a little bit photocurrent reading. Clear na? Very simple experiment. Minimum frequency of light will incident on cathode plate, then electrons are ejected due to applying of certain potential between anode and cathode, then electrons are accelerated. That means electrons are travel from cathode to anode. When it is traveled, then what you can observe? Here in a microammeter, you can show a little current reading. That is called photocurrent. Okay. This microammeter will show some reading. how much the potential across the anode and cathode, anode and cathode. Then that potentiometer will gives that. Clear na? That electrons will reach by anode and it will stored as a here in this cell. Clear na? It is one of the solar system what we are using in daily our life. Okay. By using this experiment, finally they gave some experimental observations. What are the experimental observations? By using that experimental observations, okay, by using that experiment, we can have some photoelectric laws or experimental observations. By using this experimental setup and then explanation, by that we will write some observations. Okay. These are all important 3 mark question. Write the experimental observations of photoelectric effect. Okay. In that first observation is here what we saw, very simple. When light will falls on metal surface, immediate the electrons are ejected. Immediate electrons are ejected from the metal surface. That means this process is called instantaneous process. Then this process is called instantaneous process. That is the first observations what we have from the experiment. What it is, see that when light of particular frequency falls on metal surface, then the electrons are ejected immediately without delay. Immediately or without delay. When it falls, immediate, okay, or without delay. So that this process is called, what it is, instantaneous process. Clear na? That is the first law or first experimental observations. Second one is, previous already we discussed about that threshold frequency. Okay, here that light have minimum frequency, then only electrons will eject. Electrons will eject from the metal surface. If not, what happens? No photoelectric emission occurs. That is only the second one. See that for a given photometal, there is a particular frequency. That particular frequency is called threshold frequency. Okay, below which no photoelectric emission occurs. If it is above, previous already I told. If it the frequency of incident radiation have above the threshold frequency, what happens? Electrons are ejected. Below that, no photoelectric emission. This is the second point. Are you understand? For a given photometal, there is a particular frequency below which no photoelectric emission occurs. That minimum frequency or particular frequency is called, what it is? Threshold frequency. This is the second experimental observation. Okay. If it is more than that incident radiation, that means above the threshold frequency, what you are seeing that? See that if the frequency of incident radiation is greater than threshold frequency, then what happens? Electrons are ejected from the metal surface, but number of photoelectrons are depend upon intensity of incident radiation, does not depend upon, clear na, threshold frequency, does not depend upon frequency. Clear? Only number of photoelectrons, how many, how you are tell, that will depend upon only intensity of incident radiation. Clear na? So both the 2 points are given in one. The minimum frequency of incident radiation is greater than threshold frequency, then what you can observe? Electrons are ejected from the metal surface. Okay, so then electrons are emitted even if the intensity of incident radiation is low. Here intensity does not depend upon to emit the electrons, but intensity will depend only for number of photoelectrons increase or photocurrent is increase. Are you understand clearly? Intensity of incident radiation is used for to increase the photocurrent or number of photoelectrons. Here just electrons are emitted or not, that minimum frequency it will tell. That intensity that must be tells to us what it is, photocurrent will increase. Clear na? That intensity does not depend to emit the electrons. Clear na? So that 2 points are given in one sentence only here. Next one is, see that for a given frequency, that is nu is greater than threshold frequency, that means nu greater than u naught, nu greater than u naught, then what you can write? The photocurrent is directly proportional to, previous one I told, that photocurrent directly proportional to intensity of incident radiation. Directly proportional to intensity of incident radiation, does not depend upon here frequency. If frequency is above threshold frequency, what happen? The photo emitted electrons or simply photoelectrons, kinetic energy will increase. Are you understand what I am telling? If frequency will rise more and more and more, then what happen? Speed of electron will rise. Speed of electron will rise. That means frequency of incident radiation above the threshold frequency, it is utilized to increase kinetic energy. Are you understand? The intensity of radiation will increase photocurrent. These 2 points you must be remember. Frequency is utilized to increase the kinetic energy when it is above the threshold frequency. Photocurrent, when it will be increased, intensity of incident radiation will more. Are you understand? Intensity low, even though electrons will emitted. Intensity is high, then photocurrent will rise. Are you understand clearly? Very simple points. Frequency is above the threshold frequency, then kinetic energy will increase. Photocurrent does not increase. Photocurrent to increase that, we want intensity of incident radiation. Remember these points, most important. These are all 4 and 5. See that for a given frequency above the threshold frequency, that is nu greater than mu naught, then photocurrent is directly proportional to photocurrent upon which its factor depends. It will depends upon only intensity of incident radiation. Intensity of incident radiation, not be frequency. Clear? So next point is the kinetic energy of emitted photoelectrons is, kinetic energy of photoelectrons are independent of intensity of radiation, is independent of intensity of radiation. Kinetic energy upon which it will be depends, it must be depend upon only frequency above the threshold. That is only depend upon kinetic energy. Kinetic energy are independent on intensity of radiation. Clear? It is independent on intensity of radiation. Very simple 5 experiments. By using these 5 experiments, we will explain once again by Einstein's photoelectric equation. What is Einstein's photoelectric equation? Are you know? Very simple, we will write that. To explain these all, he will take 4 different metals on rotor. 4 different metals on rotor. Then, what he observed? He observed one equation. He wrote one equation for us. Okay, he wrote one equation for us. What is that? Very simple. If the intensity of radiation is above threshold frequency, then what it is? Very simple equation he told. Okay, that is the Einstein's photoelectric equation. That we will write kinetic energy maximum. Simple, K maximum equal to E minus phi naught, or we will write what the intensity or what the energy of incident radiation. The total energy is utilized. In that, sum of utilized to do the work function. That means the minimum energy required to emit the electrons from the metal surface. So that is work function. So phi naught plus remaining frequency, remaining energy will be increased the kinetic energy. So what we will write, this is the Einstein's photoelectric equation. What we have, the energy of incident light, some it is utilized to do work function and remaining is utilized to increase the kinetic energy. These are all above threshold frequency only. That will give us Einstein's. Okay, by using this equation, what he wrote, kinetic energy maximum equals to, from this equation only, kinetic energy maximum equals to what he can write, E minus phi naught. E minus phi naught. By using this equation, again he want to be explain these all conditions. That is one of the important 5 mark question. Actually, according to new model papers, from this lesson, they are asking morely numericals. Okay. So, in the next video, we will explain about de Broglie and then after we will start numericals. Okay. Thank you. Thank you one and all.